Let me tell you exactly what I did to stop overspending and cut my shopping addiction. I'm not a therapist, okay? I don't know what's going on with you. For me personally, I needed help. So if you need help, get help, because that's the first thing I did, and I got medicated. Also, a big part of it is I grew up and my priorities really changed. I feel like from getting medicated and then growing up, that was a huge transition in my life where I'm like, let me lock the fuck in because I can't be spending like this. I would say at the time where I was spending crazily and I was just having a intense shopping problem, there were also, you know, parts of my life where I needed to get it together, and that wasn't enough of a catalyst for me to get it together and stop spending. So these are essentially some ways, I guess, that helped me stop spending money alongside of, you know, getting help and growing up. This is definitely gonna be all over the place like all my other videos. I don't have a script or anything, so let me just start yapping. I want to give you like a slight background to how much I was spending. I've always loved shopping growing up. I love getting new things, and I love cute things, and I love pretty things. Of course, that was kind of a bit okay when I was a younger child and my parents would buy me stuff. Love them. I'm super privileged and I'm super blessed, but I feel like that translated into me wanting more things, and the type of shopping that I did was kind of expensive. I bought a lot of makeup and I bought a lot of clothes that I really didn't need. It's definitely all gone now. I'm trying to be more of a minimalist. Keyword is trying. I'm not a minimalist. As I grew up and as I moved out and I have to fund my own lifestyle, I just feel like clothes and an abundance of things isn't really serving me. It actually stresses me out when I have a lot of clutter. That being said, I still do have a lot of clutter. I'm not a Marie Kondo declutterer. Come to my apartment, you're gonna be scared by all the shit I have on the walls. The shopping I did was insane in a sense that it was definitely hindering my life, my day-to-day. I feel like as a consumer and as we live in a capitalistic society, it's really hard to not be, you know, a victim of ads and marketing and stuff. I think the first thing, other than, you know, getting medicated, is to stop villainizing myself. Be accepting of the society we live in. You know, people go to school to do marketing in order to get consumers to spend money. I've done marketing for a bit. It's not my fault, okay? I'm just trying to live. Ads do work on me. Packaging works on me. I love a good packaging moment. Okay, I'm definitely more keen to buy a product if it has pretty packaging. And I recognize that was my own weakness. In a way, I didn't try to stop all shopping. My kind of personality is that I get really, you know, vengeful, and I feel like I need to prove something sometimes. So if I stop shopping entirely, I went all cold turkey for a month, I feel like, okay, look at me, I did no shopping last month. Let me compensate or overcompensate by doing more damage than I would have done if I just left myself to be alone. So it kind of became this never-ending cycle of me trying to prove something to myself and then like feeling like, oh, I did it, so let me reward myself by doing all the shopping. I think a big thing for me is actually not stopping all shopping, but rather being mindful of the purchases you make. I actually have the opposite of a shopping problem now. I feel like I have a scarcity mindset, scared to spend money. I think that's really based on the feeling I used to have after I spend money, and I would feel so incredibly guilty after a purchase that I would make. And now I kind of feel like that translates over in my life. I'm not buying nearly as much or anything much really in this current state of my life, but every time I do get something that I feel like I need, I feel really guilty. So that's another problem I need to address, but that's not the point of this video. I feel like for me, the way to spend money is for me to really think about purchasing that product, to have a thing for a few days. If it's over 200 Hong Kong dollars, which is like what, 25 US dollars, I don't fucking know. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are from the US, but I'm not from there. I go home and I think about it for a few days, and honestly, after I leave a store, I forget about it because I'm a very forgetful person. So what does that say? You know, like if I buy something that I really wanted and I leave the store and I completely forgot about it, what actually happens when I buy the product and I bring it home? I'll also forget about it. If I'm really still thinking about it after a bit, which 9 times out of 10 I am not, I will go back, try it on, or look at it again. And the thing is, everything is a repeat. I have so many of the same things. I love so many of the same things. My lipsticks all look the same because I know what looks good on me. So every time I see something new, I probably already have it. I also really like setting small challenges, but making it kind of fun. I only buy like one fragrance a year. I'm not a perfume person, I always say this, but I do like buying it because it just makes me happy. So rather than stopping that altogether and making myself feel, you know, really restricted, I would set a little goal, do one a year, and then really research about the kind of fragrance that I'm buying and make it kind of fun, because I do like the process of researching about beauty products. I figured out a really good skincare routine for me, and I never get anything else new now. I always repurchase the same thing. It took me a while to get to know my skin and what I really needed, but now that I kind of figured out what I really need for my skin, I don't try to stray away, besides maybe like a face mask. But everything that I use, which is like a core product product for me, I keep using. If I want to try something new, I think about what are the steps in my routine that I can replace. I would never replace my active ingredient. I use tretinoin and I use it religiously. I'm not going to replace that by trying something new because everything's fucking the same, and why would I, you know, change it up? But maybe like a face wash that doesn't really affect my skin that much in the grand scheme of things, I can just switch it up, and that's what I usually buy. Now that I'm up to what the fuck? Now that I'm back to uploading, I'm trying to think about ways where I can introduce new products and try out new products in a way that's still manageable for my shopping addiction. Okay, editing right now. I also don't want to promote overconsumption to you guys. I feel like a lot of videos I make recommending makeup products, I hope that I'm not... Did you hear my fucking bones crack? I hope I'm not trying to promote buying new things. I love the things I have, and I want you guys to also go into your collection and see what you might have already before you think about buying the things that I like. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was really obsessed with uploading. I was always like signing it off as I'm sharing new products with my friends. Back then I was monetized, and I was like, okay, let me use the money that I would make from my videos to buy new products, and it's kind of like a business expense. I'm no longer monetized because I haven't uploaded in so long, for the longest time, so I don't really have that excuse anymore, and I feel like that excuse isn't even sustainable as well. I feel like the content I make, rather than trying new makeup or hauls or whatever, I go into my collection. There's a lot of products I forgot about, honestly, and so I like going to my collection and trying out the things that I haven't touched in a long time. I also love going on like makeup sites and just putting things in my cart and then just leaving. The act of putting something in the cart is already enough for me, especially since I have so much makeup already. Like, buying a new product to my collection isn't honestly gonna affect my collection or the quality of what I have. If you know me, you know I love going into stores and just swatching. I love a swatch and then I go. I feel like the more I yap, the more it's getting repetitive. I have no script to this. Okay, bye. Be a mindful consumer.